Hi, my name is Kathy Ritlow. I run Journey's End Ranch Animal Sanctuary in Kingman, Arizona. We're currently competing for a Chase grant, and we really need the funds because donations have been down. Feed costs are up. We have 30 animals living here that I care for by myself with no help, and we really need the funding, so we hope everybody will vote for us in the contest. This is Tucker, an almost 13-year-old beagle that was abandoned to the streets a few months ago. He was on death row at a shelter in Arizona. He's got tumors, he's half blind, he's half deaf, had dental issues, and has really bad ear infections that we're treating, and they're coming along well. But he's just one example of the kind of animals that live here. This other little beagle here, Rhonda, is 10 years old, and she too was microchipped but was found on the streets in Kingman, Arizona, ended up at the shelter on death row. Nobody wanted a 10-year-old beagle, and she required a very expensive dental to get her dental problems taken care of. And she also surprised us by coming into heat. She'd never been spayed, so we had to have her spayed also a few weeks ago. And she now has a happy home with us. She's hiding under the tree with a bone. Anyhow, there's Carson. He came from California 2 years ago off the streets of LA with severe injuries and illnesses. All of that have been addressed and taken care of. He's half naked because he has permanent follicle damage from acanthosis nigricans, a skin condition he has. But he's a happy boy and pretty much runs the show around here. Patty, the little dog that's rolling on her back, came from Texas. She had been through the shelter 4 or 5 times, had severe behavioral problems, which ended up being mostly caused by low thyroid, but all the vets and everybody who had seen her missed the diagnosis until she got here, and I recognized that she probably had low thyroid. Rainey, the dog behind her, was dumped at a local shelter here in 2009 with a litter of 3-week-old puppies. They didn't have a chance. And Rainey and one of her puppies live here. Rainey also had severe fear issues, and she ended up being low thyroid. Out here we have 4 more of our dogs. Missy, who is on death row at a shelter. Shyla, who was injured and on death row. Liza, who had been through a shelter 4 or 5 times, and her time was up. She was going to be put to sleep at the age of only 1 year. And Bear, who was a feral dog 7 years ago, out living on his own out here in the desert, and I finally managed to catch him one day, and he's had a home with us for 7 years. We have 11 dogs, 7 burros, 10 horses, a pig, and a sheep, and when I get down to the other animals, I'll introduce you to the rest of them. Well, you didn't get to meet all the dogs because some of them don't want to come out of the house in the air conditioning. This is Knickers, a 30-year-old Arabian stallion who came here in January. He had suffered horrible abuse and neglect for 10 years. Was rescued in Northern California last June, a year ago June, after being kept for 10 years in a 10 by 10 foot barbed wire pen inside a metal shed. And he was emaciated, had horrible hoof problems, teeth problems. He still wasn't in the best of shape when he got here 6 months later. We had his teeth done by the veterinarian, and I do my own hoof trimming here, which saves a lot of money. Plus, I've been training myself in natural hoof trimming for 13 years, and I honestly do a better job than most of the farriers around here. So Knickers is in pretty good shape now. He's very happy. He's a stallion, so he has to live alone, but he's got a 1/4 acre corral, which is way more room than he's ever had, and he's doing very well. He's very fond of the burros. He likes to visit them through the fence. This is Wilbur, a pot-bellied pig who ran away from an abusive home almost 11 years ago now, because he's over 12 years old, and he showed up in my old house where I used to live up in Dolan Springs one day in December of 2000. So he's an old man now, but he's still pretty happy and doing well. Our sheep is in his shelter and doesn't want to come out, so you're not going to meet Rambo. These are our Mustang herd. We have 7 Mustangs. 6 of them are rescued BLM, formerly wild horses. The Pinto Mustang came off an Indian reservation. All of them have physical and/or mental issues from abuse that they've suffered in the past and are not really usable. So they're all here just doing what wild horses should do, which is hang out and be horses. We have 2 male BLM burros. The little gray one back there is Sam. He just arrived a few days ago. He's 4 years old. His owner passed away. We helped the person that was keeping him find him a new home, but that didn't work out, so he came here, and he's been doing very well, and he's bonded with our other male burro, Pepito, who's up on the north end there. But these are the Mustangs. Big Rusty and Penny are our 2 older horses. Big Rusty is a 19-year-old Arabian, and Penny's about 22 years old. She's an Arabian Appaloosa cross. Both of their former owners could not keep them, and they really were not getting the care they needed at their former homes either. Both arrived underweight with hoof problems, hoof infections, and skin fungal infections, all of which have been addressed and taken care of since they've gotten here. This enclosure that they're in is 3 acres that we were able to fence in with funds from a Pepsi grant that we won in January, which is really fantastic. The Pepsi grant allowed us to put up 3 more buildings for hay storage and shelter, and also fence in 3 acres, which allowed us to take in more animals. But the problem is, I just had a huge leap of faith, and I thought, well, if we have the capacity to take in more animals, we should take in more animals. But unfortunately, donations have actually gone down since then, and feed costs have gone up. So that's why this winning a Chase grant is really critical to our survival, and we hope you'll vote for us. Hey, Rusty. Hi, Knickers. It's not quite lunchtime, buddy. You just have to wait a little bit. I'm soaking your pellets. Knickers is missing a lot of teeth. He can't eat hay or grass, so he's got to have his hay pellets soaked for an hour or 2 ahead of time so that they soften up and he can kind of slurp down his food. He gained about 100 pounds after he got here. This is Jovita. She was born here in 2004. Her mother, Serena, here was captured by the BLM, and we adopted her in 2004, and she was pregnant and had Jovita. Jovita almost died from a rattlesnake bite when she was 1.5 years old. Has a little bit of residual brain damage from that, but we managed to pull her through. Hi, Joey. Hi, Serena. Serena's a little shy because unfortunately when she was in the BLM's hands, in the local BLM facility at the time, their employees were using the burros for roping practice, so she was newly captured, pregnant, terrified to begin with, and being used for roping. And I know it's true because Len Johnson has footage of it in his film Last of the Spanish Mustangs. Here's Pepito. He's a 16-year-old, formerly wild burro that was captured in Bullhead City, Arizona. And here's Sam, his new little friend, coming up to greet him. Hi, Sam. And then we have these 2 Jennies, Nina and Esperanza, who were in the infamous Dennis Chavez feedlot in New Mexico in November. The Chavez feedlot sends about 500 horses a month to Mexico for slaughter, and a lot of the burros that go through there end up being used for roping practice, which is extremely cruel and injures them mentally and physically. So another rescue in New Mexico got a bunch of burros out of there and asked us if we could take Nina and Esperanza was pregnant at the time, so we have this beautiful baby, Florencia, who's now 2.5 months old. And fortunately, because 2 generous donors were willing to sponsor these 2 girls and the baby, they can stay here and have a safe and happy life. Hi, baby. You're so cute. Yes, you are. Hi there. Hello. It's okay, Essie. And both these female burros were very scared too when they got here, but you know, in a while they'll come around after they find out that you're not going to harm them. You are such a good girl. Yes, you are. Anyway, this is Journey's End Ranch Animal Sanctuary in Kingman, Arizona. We're situated on 24 acres that I own. My property houses a sanctuary at no cost to the sanctuary. All of our donations go directly into caring for the animals, their food, their supplies, veterinary needs. And we really, really, really need to get one of these Chase grants because it will ensure our future and the safety and happiness of these 30 animals. So we do hope that you will vote for us in the Chase contest. And we're also asking people to vote for our partner, Intraloka Animal Sanctuary, in the Chase contest. Also, they're a really great sanctuary in Pennsylvania that does a lot of good. Thank you.